Hi everybody, this is Diane. I have two journals to show you today, and they are in my shop. When you see this video, these journals will have been listed in my Etsy shop, and the shop is linked below this video in the description box. So just click on the link and it will take you to my Etsy shop, Pretty Pink Cottage. These journals were created with vintage embroidered linens, and I covered some chipboard with them, with these linens, and I added other embellishments, laces and doilies, and all of these items were picked up at flea markets. The digital kit that I used in these journals is from Tailor Made Journals, and it is called Embroidered Ladies of Paris. And on the back of each page I used digital printable paper from Nostalgia Graphic Land, and it's ledgers and lace. So I will link those two shops below because some of the other embellishments that I included are from those two shops also. So let's just get into this one. This one will be the Sunbonnet Lady. I just tied some white seam binding around it. And this is the original embroidered piece, this whole thing, and it ends somewhere over here, so I covered the rest of it with this cutwork piece and added a piece of lace where the two pieces join together, so it's got some embroidery in that lace. This embroidery here is of course a part of this piece, and I added this little piece of lace which I thought was perfect to create the bottom part of her skirt, and some little bits of crochet doily up there. I folded the edge of the embroidered piece over so we have a pocket here with some lace, and then I lined the inside with this eyelet type of fabric. There is some white cotton or beige colored cotton fabric covering the cardboard as well as the front and back, and then on top of that cotton lace or cotton fabric I put this and this. And there is some quilt batting on the front also, so it's a little bit soft. One of the other Tailor Made Journals ephemera pieces that I used was French checks. This one I have not distressed yet, but you will see other pieces that I have, so I will do that before I sell this, before I ship it out. So this is a French check, and I just tucked that in there. Since the journal kit is called Embroidered Ladies of Paris, I used some of Lorna's French ephemera. So there is one of the journal cards that comes with the kit. This is one of the pages from the kit with the embroidered section. It's like an embroidery pattern there, and some of that trim. And here is the lined paper from Nostalgia Graphic Land. This is a piece of vintage music ledger notation paper for writing out music. And I just got that in a Happy Mail. Made a little cluster here, and I took one of these cards, or several of these cards, and I cut them apart. Used the ladies for embellishments, and then these pieces on the sides I used for embellishments. I have a video showing how I did that, and you will see them as we flip through. So I made a little cluster here with fabric and lace and a little piece of that embellishment. I also have a video showing how I made this tuck spot with book page and a vintage photo that's digital and some other elements, and I tucked one of Lorna's cards in there. There's lace on the edge of this page. Did some stenciling on that page. So there's quite a bit of washi tape on the edges of some of the pages. This is wallpaper. It's textured, and it has these beautiful flowers with kind of a pearlescent finish. And this is an embroidered ribbon that I sewed on as a pocket, and there's another check that I have to distress, and a vintage French postcard And that's a genuine vintage French postcard. There's some embroidery up here. It's one of the digital pieces. And piece of washi tape with a lady on it. I did a fabric flip here with some vintage fabric and this lacy fabric and this piece of lace. And this is scrapbook paper, but it's lined, so you can write on it. Some more stenciling, some more washi tape. This is a dot grid paper. And here's the center of the signature. And here on the back side of these Embroidered Ladies of Paris pages, you will see the ladies in their fashions. On this paper clip, I have a digital postcard. This is available in my shop. And also a authentic Victorian calling card with the name Sophie Fisher. This is pretty antique lace here. And on the edge of this paper, I just did a little cluster with a Tailor-Made Journals trading card there and a couple of other elements. Here's the other side of the wallpaper with another piece of an embroidered doily, and this is just a little booklet made with scraps of paper. And there's a piece of vintage wrapping paper on top. And here's one of the clusters I made with the images from these cards. This is the only page that had the lady on this side of the paper. Most of them had the embroidery on this side. There's another cluster. And another little tuck spot. Some stenciling. Here's one of the checks that did get distressed. And this is a genuine antique French postcard. And a fabric flip. The pale pink eyelet fabric here. I love the color of this green. Look at the lace in the center of it. And like I said, these papers are from Nostalgia Graphic Land. And we have another digital postcard from my shop and another genuine Victorian calling card. I like this piece of linen with the crocheted edge on it, and it's vintage. And this is a vintage shipping tag. It was white, and you can tell it's aged. And I just stamped on it and added some seam binding, and included this little card from the heart of a friend, and it just has some quotes on it. This is one of the tags that I made. It's a shipping tag, and I stamped the background and added this vintage photo, which I believe is from Tailor-Made Journals, and just added some other elements and a ball chain with a charm and some variegated seam binding, or sari silk. Now I have this tag that didn't get put back in after I sewed the journals together, so I think that should have been in this signature here, because I think each signature is supposed to have one. So this belongs here. And this pocket is a embroidered ribbon pocket that goes vertically. And this is a French ephemera piece, digital, that I distressed to make it look old. And this little tag, I made this in a video showing how I made the tabbed card and then just very simply embellished it with one of the journal cards and this little label. There's a little bit of embroidery there on that fabric flip. And another digital postcard and a vintage Victorian calling card. There's a little digital pocket that I just had in my stash. So each journal got one. I happen to have 2 of them already printed. And then this tag. Another piece of embroidery with another white tag that I stamped on. And this is a piece of wrapping paper. And I am going to glue some lined paper to the back for journaling. And I just included this little card for journaling. Also, there's lots of room for journaling in these books. And here is the 3rd tag with the ball chain. If you don't like the bulk that the ball chain adds, you can just unhook it and take it off. Because it does, having all those charms and then the seam binding or the sari silk tied into a bow, makes it quite thick. So this one is Bonnet Lady, and this one will be Rose Basket. It's got beautiful cross stitch on it. I added this wide piece of lace here and another piece of lace here and some crocheted doily bits, some here, and then I used this wide green lace because the embroidered piece ended right here. And I added this really pretty and delicate doily there. They each have 3 signatures. This one I folded up the bottom and then folded in the front. So this is glued so that this is inaccessible right here, so things didn't get lost. There's this little tag there and this journal card tucked in there. And I'll just quickly go through this because it has all the same elements, different images. This one has a blue French ephemera page. This one has a butterfly on that fabric flip with some embroidery. A postcard, digital postcard, and a Victorian calling card. Some beautiful embroidery there. And another of those pages, little tablets made with scraps. Another butterfly there. Love this embroidered piece. It's a cut off from this piece. And this is a wrapping paper. This one does have the lined paper on the back. And another tag. This one has some Indian embroidered trim on it. It's a vintage linen here with some old lace sewn on it, and then this trim added to it. Embroidery here. And a Victorian calling card, digital postcard. Another piece of this embroidery that came from the cover fabric. And the final tag. This was a lovely kit to work with. So there you have it. We have the rose basket and the bonnet lady embroidered journals. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you watched some of the process videos to see how I created the covers and some of the ephemera, how I put the pages together and all of that. So these are listed in my shop right now, and you can click on the link below to go over there and pick one up for yourself if you'd like one. Thanks for watching. Have a creative day today, and I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.